If you're planning to apply for a visa in 2025, you need to stop what you're doing right now. And listen, because the rules have changed. What worked just a year or two ago could now get your application delayed, rejected, or even blacklisted. Governments have tightened their screening processes. New technology is flagging tiny errors that applicants never even considered, and approval rates are dropping in ways most people aren't prepared for. Before you spend your money, book your flights, or even fill out your forms. These are the critical immigration updates you must know, because missing them could cost you your dream of studying, working, or traveling abroad. If you're planning to apply for a visa in 2025, there's one reality you need to face right now. Immigration rules are no longer what they used to be. The process that once felt straightforward has become layered with complexities, new digital requirements, stricter background checks, and policies that shift based on global events almost overnight. The truth is, millions of applicants are being caught off guard by these changes, and in many cases, they're seeing their applications delayed, rejected, or subjected to endless back-and forth requests for more information. The difference between a successful visa application and a frustrating rejection often comes down to whether you understand these new updates before applying. One of the most noticeable changes in 2025 is the way governments are scrutinizing financial documents. For years, people could provide basic bank statements, a letter of support, or some proof of income and expect that to suffice. But today, consulates and embassies demand a lot more. They want to see stable financial histories, not sudden last-minute deposits designed to inflate account balances. They want proof that your money has been consistently earned and legally sourced. For students, this means showing that tuition and living expenses can be covered well beyond the first year. For workers, it means demonstrating a salary that reflects the country's standards. For visitors, it means convincing officials that you won't become a financial liability. Failing to meet these standards is one of the most common reasons visas get rejected. But finances aren't the only stumbling block. Documentation overall has become a minefield for applicants. Immigration officers are being trained to spot even the smallest inconsistencies between your forms, your supporting documents, and your personal statements. If the dates on your work history don't perfectly match your reference letters, or if your travel history doesn't align with passport stamps, these discrepancies can trigger suspicion. It's not that officials think you're lying, it's that they can't afford to take risks in a world where identity fraud and immigration scams are on the rise. This is why many applications that look strong on paper still end up delayed or denied, because the little details weren't checked thoroughly. Technology has also transformed the process, and not always in ways that make it easier. For applicants, digital applications and online portals have streamlined submissions, but they've also automated parts of the review process. AI systems now scan applications to flag potential risks, inconsistencies, or red flags before they even reach a human officer. This means errors that once might have slipped through unnoticed are now instantly detected by algorithms designed to catch them. While this creates more fairness in some cases, it also raises the bar for applicants. You have to be precise, consistent, and professional in every detail. On top of that, biometric verification is now standard in many countries. Fingerprints, digital photos, and in some cases even video interviews are required before approval. These new layers are meant to improve security but also make the process far more demanding for applicants. Processing times have become another huge frustration. After the pandemic created unprecedented backlogs, immigration departments worldwide are still struggling to recover. With global travel now back in full swing, demand for visas is higher than ever, and that means wait times are stretching. Where a student visa might once have taken 4 to 6 weeks, many applicants are now waiting 3 months or longer. Tourist visas that used to be processed in days are now taking weeks. Work visas, especially those tied to sponsorship, can drag on for months. This makes planning trips, relocations, or studies far more difficult. Many applicants are discovering that applying last minute is no longer an option. You need to plan months in advance if you want to avoid missing opportunities. Language requirements are also shifting. Countries that once accepted basic proficiency are now demanding higher test scores to ensure applicants can truly integrate. For students, this means tougher entry requirements for universities. For workers, it means proving you can communicate effectively in the local workplace. Even for some tourist visas, the ability to show you can navigate a foreign environment safely is becoming important. As competition for spots increases, governments want applicants who will adapt smoothly, not those who might struggle. Geopolitics plays an even bigger role than most people realize. If two countries are in conflict, applicants often find themselves facing longer wait times, stricter vetting, and lower approval rates. At the same time, nations facing labor shortages in healthcare, tech, or construction are fast-tracking applicants in those industries. For example, countries with aging populations are prioritizing healthcare professionals, while nations investing in digital economies are opening doors for IT experts. This means the type of visa you're applying for, and the skills or reasons behind it, matter more than ever. Simply wanting to travel isn't enough. Your application has to align with the broader needs and interests of the host country. Another key change in 2025 is the emphasis on intent. Immigration officers don't just want to see that you can afford the trip or that you filled in the forms correctly. They want to believe your story. Why are you traveling? Why do you want to study there instead of somewhere else? Why is this job the right fit for you? If your answers sound generic or rehearsed, you'll struggle. Officers are trained to spot applicants who lack genuine intent. Strong applications now come from those who can clearly demonstrate purpose, honesty, and consistency in their reasoning. Students in particular face new hurdles. Many universities are reporting that governments want more than just acceptance letters and tuition receipts. They want to see long-term plans, what the student will study, how it fits their career goals, and why they'll eventually return home instead of overstaying their visa. For workers, the focus is on proving that their skills are in demand and that they won't displace local labor. For tourists, officials want evidence of strong ties to the applicant home country, things like stable jobs, family commitments, or property ownership. Without these, even a simple visitor visa can be denied. The rise of fraudulent applications has also made life harder for genuine applicants. Fake bank statements, fraudulent job offers, and scam travel agencies have flooded the system, making governments suspicious of everyone. As a result, genuine applicants are now asked for more evidence, more verification, and sometimes even live interviews to prove their case. This means that people who try to cut corners with weak documentation are almost guaranteed to face rejection in 2025. Despite these challenges, opportunities still exist for those who prepare. Many countries are actively looking for skilled workers to fill shortages, entrepreneurs who can bring innovation, and students who can strengthen their education sectors. Visa pathways are still open, but they're designed for applicants who come prepared with strong evidence, clear intentions, and patience to navigate the process. The applicants who thrive in this environment aren't the ones with the flashiest applications. They're the ones who understand the rules, avoid careless mistakes, and plan ahead. The bottom line is this: applying for a visa in 2025 requires more effort, more accuracy, and more awareness than ever before. You can no longer treat the process casually or assume that past success guarantees future approval. Immigration departments are stricter, faster, and more automated, which means every applicant has to step up their game. If you're serious about getting approved, you need to start early, gather stronger evidence than you think you'll need, and approach the process with the mindset of someone preparing for a major life event. Because in many ways, that's exactly what it is. The people who succeed in 2025 won't be those who rush in at the last minute with half-complete forms. They'll be the ones who anticipate changes, keep up with the latest requirements, and demonstrate clearly why they deserve approval. Visa approvals are no longer a matter of luck, they're a matter of preparation. And if you know the rules before you play the game, your chances of winning increase dramatically. So now you know why visa applications in 2025 are tougher than ever, and why preparation is the single most important step before you apply. The real question is, will you be one of the people who gets rejected for simple mistakes, or one of the smart applicants who stays ahead by understanding the rules? Let me know in the comments where you're planning to apply this year, and share your experiences with the process. And if you found this breakdown valuable, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more critical immigration updates, and share this video with anyone you know who's planning to apply. The difference between success and rejection might be just one piece of information, and you don't want to miss it.